Make veal cutlet parmesan. This is the best veal you can use. Plum de veau, rack of lamb. It's the rack of veal. It is so tender. Take it off the bone. Ask the butcher to take it off the bone. And these pieces are about 2 ounces each. This is enough for 3 guys that like to eat, or 2 guys that like to eat, or 3 women watching their weight, or 6 women really watching their weight. But I'm gonna a little variation on this. We're gonna season the veal with salt and pepper mix. You have to season it because there's so much to go on this that's going to absorb all the flavor. And then just turn the pieces over and do the same thing on the other side. And then after, we'll do 1 piece of the after. I'm going to take my basil puree, which is pureed with olive oil. I make a paste and I put this in the freezer, and when I feel like using it, I just take it out. It lasts forever. So we're going to smear this on there. And I have to change what I said earlier, because by doing this I have to make a sandwich. So we're going to season all of that, make a sandwich, and it's not going to feed that many people. It's going to feed only, we're only going to make 3 sandwiches. So it all depends on who you invite over to eat, and then just go like so. That's 1. So we'll make 3 of those. We'll put flour, eggs, panko breadcrumbs. We're going to saute it on one side, turn it over. A little more cooking, not much. Put the cheese over it, cover it. You can do it all on the stove top. This doesn't take long either. Now that those sandwiches are made, dust it in flour. That means flour, and then shake it just a little bit in the egg. Then from the egg, into the panko breadcrumbs, without using your fingers. Now, because your fingers will be stuck with breadcrumbs and eggs, so just lift out, place that in there. Now what you can do is you can go under the breadcrumbs and just push it on top, press. Now your fingers and hands stay clean, and you wouldn't believe how many people in the kitchens I've been in take their fingers, put them into the egg, put them into the breadcrumbs, and what happens to the breadcrumbs? They get all clumpy. And these are professional people I'm referring to. Okay, so we'll just place that over here, ready to be sauteed, and then continue doing the other 2 pieces. So now we get to cook the veal. Put some olive oil, extra virgin if you like, and then we will, over a moderate flame, because the veal isn't paper thin and the heat has to go through. You could use dry basil, but there's a big difference in the final taste of this. Yeah, we're starting to cook right away. That's okay. As far as the cheese, I'm using shredded. I'm using a shredded mozzarella. Just easier for me to handle. Whole milk, skim milk, I don't care. It's your preference. So we won't waste film. We'll just show you. Moderate flame, nice and easy. This will brown, golden brown on one side. It'll take a few minutes. As long as you see bubbles moving like that, you know it's cooking. You know, as it's cooking, you always find in these frying pans, there's a spot that cooks more than others. So what I do is I just turn around, like so. Get away from the edge, push the middle part out, and just move it around a little to ensure a nice, even golden brown. Well, it's been a few minutes, so we can check. You can even hear the cooking, so it's not too hot. And look at that. We're going to turn the pieces over now. And I'm going to lower the flame just a little bit, because they haven't been in the skillet that long. And you want to make sure the veal gets cooked. That's nice and low. And the cheese is melted. And I just made another batch of fresh tomato sauce. It makes a difference. Look at that beautiful color. Golden brown. See how this piece is a little browner than that one? That's what I mean by, you always find in all these type skillets. And that piece, beautiful color. So the bottom is going to be just as nice as the top. And we're going to put a little tomato sauce. Now usually you would have, most people serve this with pasta, and you'd have more tomato sauce. And I don't want this oozing out over and on into the skillet, so I'm just putting it in the middle. It'll move by itself as soon as the heat hits it. And sprinkle. I'm not going to tell you how much cheese to use, because you're going to buy the bag and you're going to use the amount that you like. Sometimes slices may go on easier than the shredded. But then the shredded you can use for various things. And then on top of this, a little pecorino Romano cheese. You want to put some chopped parsley in with that cheese? Go right ahead and make it look pretty. Now we'll just cover it. You avoid using the oven. Just makes it simpler. This will take a few minutes. When you see the cheese melting, you're done. Just make sure, look, see how low that is? Can you make out a little flame there? You can, a blue flame, as low as possible. It's been 2 minutes and slowly melting. Everything will be cooked, hot and melted. I don't know, it's been nearly about 5-6 minutes. That's what I like. Melted cheese, not crunchy looking cheese. And this is cooked. I'm going to take the smaller one to eat right now. Usually you would serve this with some kind of pasta, but since I'm going on vacation, I don't want to eat too much. So we will take a look at that. Cut it open. it's a little bit too hot for me to eat. So I'll go to the nice and soft, tender. And just remember, veal, whoops, can be a little pink, which that is just showing a slight amount of pink. Let's get closer. That's good. That's a lot of calories. So what? It's a lot of calories. But you know, how can you make something like this and have no calories? And the basil, just right. I hope you enjoy it.